Going to continue with the same thinking topic in this third video series, and let's see about this design thinking. So initially, in the last video, we have discovered about the various process, and these are some various tools which has been used for design thinking process. So this is a simple working model that is we have to ask some four questions. What is and what if and what was and what works. That is these are the questions and you have to collect the answers for some field. There are a lot of templates like this available in the market and you can practice anything if you're going to work in an organization. They may follow these types of toolkits and they will follow their own style based upon the understanding and based upon the practice they have made. So this is one of the sample. So considering about what what is to be considered when we design, we have to create a journey mapping and value chain analysis, mind mapping, brainstorming. So these are various forms of methodologies adapted to collect requirements and to develop a project. And what if there is the brainstorming and the concept development. So we are going to develop the concept of the product is going to be clear in this stage and what goes that is when you are going to test the products whether it's going to execute in the correct manner or there is some bugs occurring in it, so everything has to be prepared and how the user feels, so those things should be adapted and a rapid prototyping there should be sample prototypes which has to be adapted to continuously refine your product. And what works is the customer co-creation and learning launch. When you are going to see about various software products, right? Those software products, example, when we take about Microsoft, whenever they are releasing some operating system or Word files, they will release an alpha version, beta version. So these things are released to collect the information, some feedbacks from the customers. So they will have to improvise themselves to, they will improvise the products before they launch. So that's the case. They write follow me a major justice. And now this is a simple case study which I have collected that is Oral-B oil is very famous for toothbrush. So when they try to launch, create their brush model to a electric toothbrush, that is a chargeable toothbrush. So there were a lot of suggestions to add some extra features to this toothbrush. So like tracking brushing frequencies and how observing becomes sensitive and giving a detailed analysis or just playing music with it. So these are various suggestions they have collected during their requirement phase or during their discussions with their colleagues or from feedbacks in the customers. So but at last what they had decided or right? So they have planned it because everyone is not so much interested in brushing. So they have adapted a simple scenario that is, it must be, since it's an electric device, it should be easier to charge. So it must be easily flexible, it will be easy for charging. And they created a replacing headset so that whenever someone is having some, they are using some mode of brushing, they want to replace with another mode, it can be easily replaced instead of buying a new model. So these things are designed and they consider this is the main need for the user instead of the previously said things. So these kinds of study really help us to identify the problems and we have to refine or filter the ideas. We should not just like that involve all the ideas. So that's what we are telling from the earlier. You should not involve every ideas, right? So what you have to collect major ideas, but you have to refine it, and you have to focus on only few ideas, which is really required for the user. So that's the thing. And another one is design thinking process, which is the main, and it is one of the important questions which is asked frequently. So design thinking process consists of five stages. That is, the first one is empathize. You have to learn about the audience, that is a user, customer, client, whoever it may be. You have to learn about them. You have to think on the in what the way they feel, what is the pain points. You have to understand it, and then you have to define. That is, you have to construct based upon their needs. You have to refine and construct. So that is one of the define. So this is the exact problem. This is what they need exactly. So those things that has to be identified. When we look for ideations, brainstorms comes. That is, you have to in a group of people, they will collect and sit and they will share their ideas and they will filter and refine the points. Whichever is needed, only they will progress further. So finally, they go for a prototype, and with the prototype development, they will go for testing and refine the product, and they continuously do this process when they get the right product. So here is another example. So this is how the design thinking process is really working. Like surveying, user testing, asking questions, and announcing ideas. There are a lot of ways to consider these practices. And here is some simple activities for design thinking. Create a group of four, any size you want. Identify a problem and interview or interact with the persons, and you can list out their behaviors, expectation, and this is how you can define a clear product. And finally, we could conclude this video with a simple case study. That is Netflix. So everyone knows. So what's Netflix actually started with? They are delivering a DVDs to the customers. So they are movie DVDs. They were renting or selling those DVDs. Later, when the DVD is going to be outdated, they jumped into the design. They jumped into streaming mode, like YouTube, where they stream those contents in high quality. So these things they adapted. So this is how their journey started. So they started in 1997 as a DVD startup, and they transformed into a subscription mode. Then they created Netflix Queue, and they created video recommendation algorithms when they started in 2007 streaming videos, and 2011 it was a Netflix original where you can rent movies and you can watch the movies. And they expanded the versions outside US and Canada, and in 2015, 16 all over the world they were expanding internationally. So this is how. Uh, so these changes are occurred based upon the need or demand of the customers. So this is why we tell the design thinking is always very supportive for a business. So again, we come with another topics in the next video. Thank you.